Hey everyone, today we're going to be diving through the best marketing channels for gymnastics gyms in 2026. This year, you don't need more effort, you just need a system. The difference between gyms that are full and gyms that are struggling is their marketing stack, the channels that they utilize. We're going to go ahead and walk through all of the channels that gymnastics gyms should be using and break down what actually works and what's just kind of a waste of time and money for your gym. Part one, kind of before we dive into everything, I want to go through the overall messaging that I kind of want to get across, which is this isn't going to be, here's the number one channel that's the best for gymnastics gyms that you should be using. The best thing is going to be an omni-channel approach. So I'm not just going to say run with it for meta ads or only use Google ads and that's the best possible channel. An omni-channel approach, meaning you're using several different channels that all work together as one, and I'll go more into depth about what exactly that means and how that works. But there is no one magic platform that is going to get you the enrollments that you need. So there's a few different statistics that I want to share with you. So brands using 3+ marketing channels see a 287% higher purchase rate than single channel marketing. Kind of just backing what I was initially saying about not just focusing and putting all your efforts and spend into just one channel. 80% of marketers say multi-channel marketing is becoming more effective year over year. So when parents see your ad on Facebook, then Google you, then see your reviews, and then get an email reminder or maybe some Google display ads pop up, that repetition that they're seeing you everywhere builds trust, and trust equals more enrollments. Okay, so now to dive into the channels themselves and kind of break down each one, what all channels you should be utilizing, and what are the pros of each of those. So first one is going to be Google search. So Google is where the high intent parents go, which is really important to understand. Now, a key thing with Google and why this definitely shouldn't be the only channel you use is that only about 30% of your potential market is going to be high intent parents who are ready to enroll. So we like to tell people like Google is amazing, but it's amazing when it works in a full funnel. It's amazing when it works paired up with Facebook ads and you're driving both brand awareness and then also retargeting with Google and vice versa. So Google is just going to be high intent parent searches for the most part. So they decided they already want gymnastics. They're searching terms like gymnastics near me, gymnastics in insert city name, any type of searches like that. If you're not showing up at the top of that results page, then you're literally handing enrollments to your competitors every single month. You want to make sure that you show up number one on that results page. Just some additional tips for Google is you want to target a tight radius around your gym. Typically, we recommend anywhere between 10 to 20 miles. Some gyms are a little bit more rural areas, and they say people will typically drive like 30 to 40 minutes to go to their gym. So if that's one of yours, this can totally be left at your discretion, but typically you want to keep it a tighter radius around your gym. That way you're focusing your ad spend and your efforts to people who are most likely to convert. You definitely don't want to target outside that area, and you don't want to target your entire city just because you're going to get quite a few people and be essentially wasting ad spend on people who are not going to drive that far. But again, leave that up to your discretion. We use search ads for intent. Again, like targeting those keywords like gymnastics near me, gymnastics in city name, gymnastics for 3-year-old, preschool gymnastics, competitive gymnastics. You'll want to do a keyword research to be able to figure out what parents are actually searching in your area on Google, which they offer, which is an awesome tool. And so you're making sure that that ad spend gets put towards showing up for searches that parents in your area are actively searching for every month. You can also do display ads for retargeting and more brand awareness. So that's an additional great option. We will pop in the screen now what each of those looks like for search ads and display ads. And then you're going to want to optimize your Google business profile with updated photos and making sure that you're responding to your reviews there. That's really important. We see a lot of profiles where none of the reviews are responded to, or maybe the positive ones like have a thumbs up and a like on them, and the negative ones kind of just sit there. What's most important to remember about reviews is that even if it's a negative review, it can go a long way with people who, other parents who are taking a look at them if you have actively responded to that in a professional way. Moving on to Meta, Facebook, and Instagram ads. So this is going to be where we create a lot of demand. This is going to be where you build a lot of brand awareness, but you can also generate a lot of leads and inquiries this way. So this is creating demand before parents search. This is why this works really well with Google, is because Facebook is an amazing brand awareness tool. We like to call this communicating with your community. Not just marketing, not just ads, but you're communicating with your community. Moms are scrolling constantly. Not just moms, parents in general. I believe the average statistic is parents spend 2.5 to 3 hours scrolling on a combination of Facebook and Instagram every single day. So what better platform to reach them at other than where they're spending a ton of time? So this is going to be the platform where you plant the seed. Now, again, you can also do lead ads on here. You can do hiring ads on here. You can do messenger ads where somebody can click on your ad and message you directly. You can do a combination of all of those, but this is going to be essential to getting your gym name out there and actually telling people like, hey, we're here. How many times have you probably had somebody come in and say, who lives 5 minutes away and is like, I had no idea you were here, or we've lived here for X amount of years and I had no idea that you were right next to this spot. We want to avoid that, obviously, and you probably won't be surprised because you've heard it. I'm sure you've heard it before, but a lot of people do not realize that your gym is there, even in their own communities. So this is why it's essential to make sure that you're putting an ad out there, you're communicating with the parents in your community. And we have a lot of clients that will post like a quick walkthrough tour where you're standing outside of your business so that people can actually see your storefront. So as soon as they see your ad on their feed, they're like, oh, I know where that is. I wonder what this is. And then they can go ahead and see, it's your gymnastics gym. This is what you offer. This is what ages you offer it for. And then a very quick, easy, clear call to action that either says, sign up for a free trial or enroll now or whatever your hook may be. So that's definitely an ad that we recommend testing out all the time that works really well. If you want examples of ads that actually convert, we have a full Facebook and Google Ads guide linked below with real examples of the ads that we create for our clients, including copy, creative, and setup tips. So be sure to check that out in the description below. All right, the next channel that is the easiest win for gymnastics clubs is going to be email marketing. Email marketing, for the most part, usually most platforms allow you to create a free account. And when I say email marketing, I am not talking about the email tool through your class management system. I'm not talking about iClass Pro. I'm not talking about Jackrabbit. I'm talking about a full-scale email marketing system like Klaviyo, MailChimp, Go High Level. Klaviyo and MailChimp both, I believe, offer free accounts initially to start out with up to 250 to 500 contacts. This is so important. So a full-scale email marketing platform is going to allow you to create branded campaigns. You're going to have automation available. You're going to be able to set up a welcome flow. So when someone fills out a pop-up, a newsletter pop-up on your website, they'll be able to actually be nurtured when they come through that pop-up with emails that direct them to booking a trial or enrolling now. You'll have opportunities for birthday flow automations is another popular one that we do. When you already collect that information of the child's birthday date, let's set up some automations that immediately go out to be able to advertise your birthday parties when we know that month of child's birthdays are coming up, and be able to target all of those parents. But mainly here, we just want to be able to create good looking email marketing that gets results, and then also be able to have more opportunities for automations. Email is one of the highest ROI marketing channels, meaning you are going to get the highest return on investment, because typically the cost for an actual email marketing platform is so low in comparison to how many enrollments that you are going to be able to generate from this platform with consistent email marketing going out. So typically what we recommend targeting or sending emails to is going to be your active families and then your inactive families / leads list. And normally when we say that, people are like, inactive families, like they left, why would I market to them? That's exactly why you should market to them. So unless they left in bad graces or like something happened and you definitely don't want to reach out to them, definitely remove those ones from the list. But so many parents have probably dropped out due to different sports are in season. Maybe they left for vacation during the summer and never re-enrolled when they came back or anything like that. Obviously, you already know there's several situations where that will happen. You want to make sure that you're continuing to nurture and email these families. Like maybe one email per week or even one email bi-weekly. You still want to be pushing out content to them and saying, hey, like we're still here, because what that's going to do is build trust and be like, okay, wow, my kid just finished the sport. I'm still getting emails from, X, Y, and Z gym. That's awesome. Like, why don't we go ahead and try signing up for it? Like, really all it is just about staying top of mind. And email is the absolute best platform to do that. For ongoing content, typically we recommend topics like monthly newsletter, or maybe you want to highlight a certain class that needs filling. Maybe you want to do a teacher highlight, and then you can kind of link the classes that teacher is in. A monthly newsletter, we do those every month for our clients, but those are typically the 4 or 5 different emails you send out. Like for inactive families, you can send a breakdown of the classes that you offer, and maybe a push to try another free trial if they sign back up or something like that. So you definitely want to make sure that you're just consistent with it and you have a clear call to action. That is going to be the number one key points of email marketing, is they need to be able to scan your email. So don't just throw a flyer in there where on mobile it's really hard to read and they have to zoom in on their screen. And make sure that your font size is legible. Always send yourself a preview or a test to your phone and to your desktop to make sure that it looks okay. But you're going to want a clear call to action, and you want the email to be scannable. So no large paragraphs of text and information. You should have a healthy combination of graphics to your text, and make sure your headlines are clear and you don't have a plethora of information in an email. The main goal of email is just to be able to entice them to then take the next action. Now to cover kind of 2 of the most common questions we get regarding how to drive enrollments through channels that most gyms are already currently using, such as organic social media, and to talk about why only solely doing organic posting is not going to grow your enrollments how you hoped, and especially consistently. Most gym owners will come to us and they already are posting organically, but they'll be like, hey, we're posting on our Instagram and Facebook pages. We post like 2 to 3 times a week. We're staying consistent with it, but we're not really seeing the growth that we had hoped for. This is something typical that we will hear. Organic social posts is mainly going to be for nurturing your current audience. This is not a predictable enrollment system. So unless you're posting like a handful of reels on the Reels feed using trending audio and reaching new people, then that would be a way that you could grow your following. But even then, you're typically not reaching people in your vicinity or who are actually local to you and parents that are going to sign up. Like, you may reach a handful of people, but most of the people you reach in Reels is not going to be people who are in your location. Our next question that we get commonly asked is, I boost posts, why do I need to run paid ads? And even though boosted posts have become a little bit more advanced, kind of end of last year, beginning of this year, these are still not going to be the same as if you were to actually run full-scale ads. They're kind of like the lazy version of ads. They're not going to be as tight and targeted. With boosted posts, you do have limited targeting, limited optimization, poor tracking for one, which is really hard because I know we've heard a lot of owners say, well, I got a ton of likes. Like, I got a ton of likes on this post, but I couldn't tell you exactly how many new enrollments I got unless I went back through, and sorted through anyone who's liked it, and that just happened to be the same. But they're great for engagement and building engagement, but they are not the best, especially when it comes to tracking for, number one, getting new enrollments, but being able to have the confidence of looking at an ad and saying, okay, I spent this much money. What did I get from this? A few additional features that you're going to get with real ads versus boosted ads is you can retarget website visitors, video viewers, you can retarget your email list, your summer camp sign up list, your leads list. Any emails that you have that aren't already students, you can actually upload those to Facebook and target those users in Facebook and show up on their feed. So there's just a lot of cool features on here that are just going to reach your visibility even further. You can also build lookalike audiences of your best families. So if you upload, your active students list, Facebook will actually build a lookalike audience of people on Facebook who are in the same area, who have the same interests, who might be searching the same things, which is another amazing feature. But at the end of the day, you're going to be able to control objectives, your funnels, you're going to be able to control what your campaign is optimizing for, and most importantly, tracking. You're going to be able to say, out of this much money that I spent, or out of this ad spend, here's what I got. And just having that confidence alone is 100% worth putting money behind an ad versus putting money behind a boosted post. So bottom line, just to wrap up, in this day today, you are not going to grow consistently, predictably without marketing. And we don't even like to call it marketing. We like to call it communicating with your community. And all of the smart gyms out here that are growing with consistent enrollments every single month and have free trials coming in every single week and are converting them, those are gyms that look at marketing as an essential. They're budgeting for it. This is not an additional kind of luxury expense that can be taken on and off. You need a system in place. When you put any ad spend behind anything, you should be able to already have a whole system set up that's going to tell you, hey, all your tracking set up. So when you spend X amount of dollars on this ad, you're going to be able to see what results you got from that ad. And then it helps you to be confident to scale. And that's the beauty of it, is that without the data, without the tracking, you're going to be guessing. You don't really have any idea which ad is working for me right now. When you do, you can be like, all right, cool, let's add another $10 a day to that ad and let's really bump this up because I know it's getting me results. For gym owners that are feeling like they're constantly endlessly hustling their hearts out to make it every single month, or are hoping that they just have the most amazing summer camp turnout so that it can carry them over the next couple months, like, this is for you. If you want help implementing this system and you want to have consistent enrollment months, you don't want to put so much pressure on yourself anymore, then book a free call with our team. It's a free strategy call where we walk through and kind of learn more about your business and pinpoint where your gaps may be and some instant wins that you can implement. It's seriously a win-win call, even if you don't decide to work with us, but we have so many resources available. If you want to learn more about Facebook ads and Google ads and even how to make sure that your website is optimized to convert before you send any traffic there, go ahead and click on the Ultimate Marketing Guide link in our description. This is an amazing guide that our team of experts spent a ton of time and effort putting together that gives you examples on each one of those platforms, set up do's and don'ts, and examples of what copy you should write, what types of ads you should run, how much money a day we recommend spending to get results, how to make sure that your hook and your website is clear and has a clear call to action. Like, that is all included in this free guide. So make sure you check it out in the description below. And while you're at it, if you give me a thumbs up and a follow, I would appreciate it. And we will be back next week. Thanks, guys.